Welcome to another video from explainingcomputers.com, and where I'm going to interrupt the normal schedule because this has arrived. Yes, in September 2016 this channel passed the 100,000 subscriber mark, and in this box delivered today by UPS I've got the YouTube silverware to prove it. So let's go and do a rather exciting unboxing. Right, and so here we are, the moment of truth. Here it is. I've got both Mr. Scissors and Stanley the Knife have come to play, but I think we'll start with Stanley the Knife because he's better at things like that. Mr. Scissors will have to wait a second. And there we are, getting in, and here we are. Oh look, it's definitely from YouTube, isn't it? You can tell. And it's definitely mine because it says, get that out there, Explaining Computers on the bottom if you can see that. Wow, which means if I open it up, well, here it comes, look. And oh yes, we have a letter to me from YouTube. We'll have a look at the details of that in a second, I think. Piece of foam, and inside, whoa, silver play button. That is definitely very silvery, isn't it? And they've changed them a little bit since I last saw one, and it says, what, Explaining Computers, congratulations for surpassing 100,000 subscribers, YouTube. That looks very nice. Shall I try and get it out of here? It must be, yes, comes in a thing as well. There we are, lots of lovely box. And there we are. That is the play button. Can't not look at the back. The back's nice as well, actually, they're all nicely done. This is a quality thing. That's really lovely. The YouTube silver play button. Wow. And there we are. Thanks to all of you for helping me get this. Look, we've got a reflection of me sitting there. This is really a fantastic thing to get. It's a moment I'm sure I will always remember, taking out my YouTube silver play button. And there we are. The YouTube, it seems a very long time, doesn't it, since I first made a video that said, welcome to another video from explainingcomputers.com. And indeed, I did say, welcome to another video from explainingcomputers.com on the first video. And here we are with a video of the 100,000 subscriber play button. Oh, almost forgot to show you the letter. Here it is, look, from YouTube, a nice little commemoration of what has gone on. And as it said, you've done something very few YouTube creators accomplish. You had an astonishing 100,000 people subscribe to your channel. And it's all of you. You know who you are, who made this happen. And it goes on about numbers and how they don't really matter, but of course they do really. And it's signed by, who's that at the bottom? Susan is the CEO of YouTube. Almost cut her off there. There she is. Look, we can see she's there on this. But of course, it's the play button itself that really matters here. This lovely bit of shining silver. Is it real solid silver? No, it's silver plated, but it's still silver. It's a lovely thing to have received. In 1994, a journalist in the United States called Howard Rheingold published this book, The Virtual Community, and indeed he gave the world the term virtual community through this book. The idea that people could go online and socialise and share information, which today seems such an obvious thing to do, but it hadn't happened before. And a few years after this book was published in '94, I started publishing my own books about computing and the future and the wonderful new world of cyberspace and all that sort of stuff. And I got invited to join a virtual community that Howard Rheingold had formed called Brainstorms, where we all sort of had ideas about how this would pan out. And Brainstorms was one of the first virtual communities to use the World Wide Web, which was a radical new idea at the time in the mid-1990s. The virtual community in this book was all about using a bulletin board system, pre-internet, a text-based system. Now, I mention this because this book for me encapsulates the idea of virtual community. But what I've got here, what we've looked at today, this encapsulates the virtual community of Explaining Computers. Back in the 1990s, I did predict most of the things that have happened online with the internet today. I talked about personal virtual networks and all that sort of stuff and buying things online, but I never thought I would end up at the centre of what is effectively a virtual community, which is the Explaining Computers channel. And for me, this very much is, this is the Explaining Computers virtual community physically in silver and wood and perspex and stuff like that. And yes, Explaining Computers is just a YouTube channel. It's somewhere I paste content and people can go and watch it. But it's also somewhere where people visit and share information. Every Sunday, I know lots of you arrive, watch the video, have your thoughts about the video. You might like it, you might hate it, it doesn't matter either way, but you talk to other people about it. Information is shared. There is a community happening around this YouTube channel. And I think that's an amazing thing. I don't think we know yet where virtual community is going, but certainly it's going somewhere. And I also like the way that this reminds us that Google, and people sometimes don't like big computing companies, but I think Google is doing a good thing with what it's doing here on YouTube. We've got companies like Amazon and Netflix who are now creating new video content by the traditional means. They're sponsoring new TV series and making TV series and movies and putting them online for people to access. Google's doing the opposite. Google's not working from the top down, it's working from the bottom up. It allows anybody, including here myself, to actually have access, if you've got it, to a camera and a computer, and to go online and to create your own channel, your own virtual community where people come and share content online. And I think that's an amazing thing to have happened. So that's it for this video. This thing actually is quite heavy. You wouldn't believe it. The metal here is clearly quite solid metal. Next time I will return to normal service. I'll do my second video on the chip computer, comparing it to the Raspberry Pi Zero. And then the week after that, I'll put up a video on computer hardware that would have gone up this week had this thing not just arrived. But now that's it. Thanks again for subscribing and liking and supporting the channel and making this happen. This really is an award for all of us, everyone who's part of the Explaining Computers community here, everyone who subscribed has got a little bit of this, but one of us has to keep it, and that might as well be me, hadn't it? But thanks for liking and subscribing and giving me this, and I hope to talk to you again very soon.